name is Dave Min. I am a law professor at UC Irvine, and I'm running for Congress in Orange County, so. I was a 말썽꾸러기 when I was a kid. I remember that, 한국말 못해요, but I do remember that word because that's what my parents always called me. I talked too much, and they always told me I should go be a lawyer. When I was in college, I studied philosophy and business. I was at the University of Pennsylvania, the Wharton School. And then I think I was just kind of interested in things like ethics and good government. So when I continued on to study law school, I was at Harvard Law School. My interest was always in law and economics, how we can use the law to make good markets and good economies. I decided I really wanted to go be an academic. My wife was teaching, and she told me I would have fun teaching, which I do, but also that I could focus my research a little bit more on the questions that interested me about our markets and our economy. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 7 years now. It was a hard decision for us to make, but we felt like it was important to try to turn our country around. We are very concerned about what is happening under Donald Trump and what the Republican Congress is letting him get away with. We're concerned about the attacks on immigration, the attacks on education and on economic opportunity. And it feels a little different than just normal Republican versus Democrat. This feels like a very important time in our country. And I am concerned that if we don't start to push things back in the right direction, our country may never look the same again. I want my children to grow up with the same opportunities, with the same values that I got to grow up with. And I think we're rapidly heading in the wrong direction right now. So I'll be honest, my wife and I felt scared about where our country's going, and that was really what caused us to decide to come into this election. I think at the federal level, what people care about in my district, they care about education, they care about climate change, they care about immigration. On a local level, I think the issues I hear most often are affordable housing, because it's gotten very expensive where we live. And that leads to homelessness, which is another issue. And then the traffic. We now have traffic that is almost as bad as LA, particularly if you drive north on the 55 or on the 91 during rush hour, you'll see traffic that's just as bad as the 405 or 110 out here in LA. And people in Orange County are not used to that. And it's really just happened over the last 5 to 10 years. So I think people are upset about all these things, and that to me means we need to invest in housing, we need to invest in transportation. These are the types of priorities I think we ought to be thinking about as policymakers. The first stage was something called a pre-endorsing conference, and we got 67% of the delegates there to vote for me, the California Democratic Party delegates. That meant that we got the option to go to the Democratic Party convention and try to earn 60% of the votes there, and we did in fact do that. But during that whole process, the other 3 Democrats in the race decided to work together to try to stop me. And so that whether that was going around talking to people, whether that was trying to run negative ads against me or other things, they were working pretty hard to try to stop us. But nonetheless, we succeeded. We ended up getting that endorsement, and that's a big deal. Hillary Clinton won our district by 5.4% in 2016. And I think that's a sign of the changing times. And things are changing in 2 ways. First, our district is changing as far as its population. We have more young people, we have more Asians and Latinos, and we're getting more educated. So as of 2016, 57% of the people in my district had a college degree. 45% of the people in my district were non-white, they were minorities. And 26% of those were Asian Americans. We are not a district that is anti-science or anti-education. We're affluent, educated, and diverse, and so that's changing things. I think running a strong campaign in Orange County, we need more Korean votes, and so what I'd urge all your readers is that we can win this. We're winning over the right types of voters, but we need the Korean votes to come out for us, and we need to get through the primary, which is June 5th. So I guess the first thing I'd want to say is please register to vote and vote before June 5th.